Hello and welcome to this edition of the Sparx Tribune Report. Joining me today is Miss Rebecca Parson, running for office in the state of Washington. How are you doing today, Miss Parson?
I'm great. How are you?
All right. So what office are you running for again?
I'm running for Congress in Washington's 6th Congressional District in 2020.
All right, Washington's 6th Congressional District. What are some of the basic concerns that would cause you to choose this route, to jump into politics, run for office in your area?
Yeah, good question. So we've got, it's an interesting district because it's both city and rural. And we've got Tacoma, which is where I live, and then the Olympic Peninsula, which is more rural and is a post-logging area. The logging industry used to be big and has collapsed. And even though on the surface it might seem like the different parts of the district are very different from each other, and they are in some ways, we share a lot of the same concerns, which is rising rents, rising housing prices. Tacoma has one of the fastest rising rates at which rents are rising in the country. And a lot of people who can't afford anywhere to live, increasing homelessness. The opioid epidemic is hitting us hard across the entire district, and I think would be really addressed by Medicare for All that included drug treatment, detox, rehab, when people need it, free at the point of service. I think that we really need Medicare for All to address it properly, and the incumbent refuses to support Medicare for All. And a Green New Deal with a federal jobs guarantee would also go a long way to solving a lot of the problems we have because like in a lot of parts of the country, if you're working 40 hours a week at minimum wage, you can't afford to live. And especially also for students, we've got students who are living in their car and going to school at the same time and trying to make it work, working minimum wage, and it's just not working for a lot of people. So those two in particular, single-payer universal health care in the form of Medicare for All, and then a Green New Deal with a federal jobs guarantee would really help us in the district.
All right. Well, good answer, and you are all on top of the questions I was going to ask. So I was going to ask that the first thing that you mentioned, which was also going to be the first question, was in an interview with Savage Joy with Real Progressives, you detailed and called out a Medicare system that basically it does not serve the sick and the needy, the citizens. It serves corporations and healthcare providing companies, and you called that out in that interview. But I wanted to ask, to be specific, because so many candidates have been appropriating the term Medicare for all, or or attempting to appeal to progressives in said liking. What do you mean when you say Medicare for all? What is the difference when Ms. Parson says she's running on Medicare for all?
Yeah, that's a good question, and it's absolutely true. A lot of people are saying Medicare for all, but they have plans that are really not what true progressive activists and organizers think of as Medicare for all, which for me, Medicare for all means that it's a single-payer system and that there is no private health insurance company getting in between you and the care you need, and that you never have to decide, should I go to the doctor, can I afford it or not?
Or shall I pay rent this month, etc.?
Between paying my mortgage or my rent and my prescriptions, which a lot of people do in my district, especially seniors. It means having the government as a single payer and not having private health insurance companies run our system. And I believe in that really strongly. In Washington State, we have an organization called Whole Washington, which I'm on the board of, and it's working to get single-payer health care in Washington at the state level. And I'm really happy that we're doing it. We are working on an initiative to the legislature to get that to happen, because while we want single-payer health care, Medicare for all to happen nationally, in the meantime, we've got lots of people who insured or underinsured, and we're trying to make it happen at the state level in case we can get it faster than we can nationally. And I think the problem with our current system is both, there are people, lots of more people became insured because of Obamacare and the ACA, and that's great. But there are a lot of people who are still uninsured, and then even those who are insured can't afford to go to the doctor. A lot of plans, all plans, I think, limit the number of times per year you can see a doctor, and it's covered with a minimal copay, and after that you have to meet your deductible and all this stuff. And it's just really, like a lot of things, numbers and say, wow, the numbers of the insured have really gone up, but what good is that if you still can't afford to see the doctor even when you have health insurance?
Right, and true that. So, all right, just to jump. I know you're in a hurry. You said you do have a time limit to work with, but I think another important issue that should be addressed with any candidate attempting to join politics at the national level would be Wall Street and the shenanigans that they've been involved with over the past, shall we at least say 20 years. What plans or ideas do you have or have signed onto or agree with that would rein in Wall Street greed or at least prevent some of the practices that have led to the desecration of the desecration of the economy that was the harbinger of Donald Trump's rise in the first place?
Yeah, and that's a good point, because I think that with the Wall Street bailout and not having, only bailing out Wall Street and not bailing out the people, that's where a lot of the resentment came from. And the economic recovery has really just been a recovery for rich people. And, again, like with healthcare, we can look at the numbers and say, oh, well, the unemployment rate went down since the Great Recession started. Well, yeah, but
nominatively.
To what end? People can't afford to live when they work 40 hours a week, so they're working 80 hours a week at 3 different jobs because the employers are trying to avoid, quote unquote, giving them health care by keeping them at part-time hours, and it's just not working. And so what I would do is stop bailing out these big banks and start bailing out the people. Through programs like Medicare for All, the Green New Deal, universal free public college, stuff like that. And I also think having more worker ownership of companies, because I think that when we talk about democracy, we also have to think about economic democracy. If you go into work every day and you have no say in what happens, and your boss has total control over your life, including your health care, which is essentially control over whether you live or die, you don't do what your boss says, which can be some arbitrary whim, you can get fired, you lose your health care, then you can't, maybe you're sick, you can't get the help. I mean, it's literally for some people, life or death. And I really think we need to have more workplace democracy where for you, worker-owned cooperatives, 50% plus of the board of corporations, having workers on them, strengthening unions so that workers have more of a say in what happens isn't just totally dictated by companies like Bain Capital that just come in, fire as many people as possible in the name of efficiency, restructure it, and then sell the company and make money off it, and then all the workers there just got screwed.
Right, in the name of a profit margin, exactly. But when you talk about bringing democracy into the workplace, you bring up another word that scares a lot of the middle class that's heard the word socialism thrown about as a way to, scare working people away from voting for their best interests. How do you de-scare the word socialism?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think a lot of people have been scared off it, and to me, it just means I'm a democratic socialist, and to me, it just means taking democracy further than we have and making our society even more democratic. Because, or I don't know if I should say even more, like, there are a lot of ways where our society is not truly democratic, but making it more democratic than it is right now. And to me, democratic socialism is about having not just being able to vote, which, let's be honest, a lot of people can't because there's still voter suppression, the gutting of the Voting Rights Act. But, so not just the political democracy and being able to vote, which is important, but also economic democracy and having, for example, more to say in what happens in our economy. For example, I think that we should bring the pharmaceutical industry into public ownership, because if the people as a whole owned the industry, then we would not probably have had the industry manufacture the opioid epidemic, which they did. And I mean, it was just, there's currently companies being sued for manufacturing drugs that they knew, opioids that they knew were addictive, and then underplaying how addictive they were, sending drug reps out to the doctors to peddle these prescriptions. In one county in my district, over a 6-year period, they found that there were between 60 to 70 pills prescribed, opioid pills prescribed per person. And now that county has one of the highest opioid death rates in the state, and that's no coincidence.
Right.
I think that's one thing where, for example, democratic socialism, having us, the people, you know, we already fund a lot of the research that goes into pharmaceuticals. We put our public money into it, and then these private companies get their profit off of it. I don't think it's fair, and I think that it would rein in and prevent these abuses from happening if we owned the industry and it worked for the public good instead of private profit.
All right, good point. And by the way, we see very similar economic practices happening in the pharmaceutical industry pertaining to both West Virginia and Kentucky that are harbingers of the opioid epidemic as well. So what is your, could I ask you another, what is your opinion of Julian Assange? Is Julian Assange, is he a criminal or is he a hero?
Well, I think that he did good by releasing documents that exposed the U.S. government's misdeeds, and I think that I don't think he's receiving his fair due process, and for him to be removed from the embassy in London so that he can be extradited to the U.S. and tried under dubious circumstances, I don't think is fair. And so I'm not sure. I wouldn't really say either a criminal or a hero. For me, it's mixed on his record, but I don't think that he's being treated fairly right now.
Okay. All right, fair enough. So what is your position on trade? I know I'm running through these, but I know we're also on a time limit. What is your position on trade deals like the TPP or NAFTA, but I guess specifically NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement? What is your position on that?
I think that NAFTA has been terrible for workers, and it's just, and in particular, our representative incumbent here voted to fast track the TPP, even though nobody in the district really wanted him to, and he knew they didn't want him to. But that's what the corporations wanted, and he's a corporate Democrat who receives a lot of donations from corporations, the majority of his funding. So that's what he did. And I don't think these deals have been good for workers. It gives companies more power internationally, and it takes sovereignty away from us, the workers. And I'm against those kinds of deals.
Okay. All right, well, that's all I had for you at the moment. I know we're in a hurry. I hope to speak with you again in the future, and I very much appreciate your time, Ms. Rebecca Parsons. Where can we find you online or on social media?
Yeah, my social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are all Rebecca for WA, REBECCA FORWA. And my website is RebeccaForWA.com, and you can find out a bit more about me and my platform there. And also, any contributions or donations are very much welcome because I'm not taking any corporate PAC or lobbyist money, just funded by people. So if anybody can contribute even $1, $27, that helps a lot, and I would appreciate it very much.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. You have a nice evening.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
Bye.
All right. And that was Miss Rebecca Parsons running again for Washington, running for the House of Representatives in Washington's 6th Congressional District. And I will link to where you can find her on social media in the description box below, along where you can find myself on social media. Also, be sure to contribute to her campaign along with other progressives running, and let's fight onward. You have a nice evening.